そうか、そうだな、そうかもな.
ازيكم يا شباب، اتمنى تكونوا بخير. والنهارده رجعنا لكم فيديو جديد من التختيمات وتختيم ألين ويك. نبدأ النهارده ده بأول فيديو للتختيم. Let's go. طيب نبدأها نورمال. ماشي، اللعبة شغال كلها. Let's go.
Back to the beginning. We all come to a story with hopes and expectations, looking for an answer. Sometimes it would be better to live with that hope without ever knowing the full story.
What a story.
In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we are all ripped to pieces along the way. This is not the story I hoped it would be. This is not the ending I wanted. This story will eat us alive. This story is a monster.
قصة وحش.
And monsters wear many faces.
الوحوش الكثير من الأوجه، أو لديها الكثير من الأوجه. أنا مالي بقيت مترجم فصحى ليه؟ ايه يا اسطى، انت نيكد يا اسطى. ايه هو عريان؟ settings لعبة تقيلة أوي. هي كلها من ريت ريسنج كتير أوي في اللعبة، وأنا كده كده طبعا مش قادر. ايه الرعب ده؟ الو، ما تخضنيش انا الصبح وارخصت برضه. كمية بلور هعملها. ايه فكرة ان هو نيكد في الغابة اصلا؟ هي اللعبة إلى الآن مش مفهومة. طريقة كده في إيه؟ بس على خليها. بيعملوا ايه؟ دموية أوي دي. أنا إلى الآن ما فهمتش، بس اللي أنا بقدر أستوعبه إن هو دول بيعملوا طقوس غريبة. أنا ده اللي أنا فهمته من القصة دي كلها، إن هم بيعملوا طقوس غريبة بس.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault people get all murdery. What happened?
Just work stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
واضح إن هي
No
محققة.
spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan? I will. Bye, kiddo.
لو كده دي بتفكرني بال
Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
لازم كوباية القهوة طبعا. معايا اي اوفيسر امريكي. كوباية القهوة.
It
Donut,
can't be a
شكرا.
coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing.
ايوه حق.
Cheer anyone up.
ايه اللي جنبها ده بيفكرني بشخصية ماكس بين.
Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work. A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
اوكي. انا تقريبا مضطر انا
Worth memorizing before we get swallowed up by the trees.
I'm display verification.
You're the one who wanted to switch.
I think I hear someone.
Not walking all the way back down.
Could be our dip.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that, you know, that, The federal agent's right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the shed.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
I mentioned the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Tell them about the heart.
I was getting to that, Thornton. Well, we reckon there are some organs that are currently outside the victim's person when they should be, but you know, inside.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been closed since the area was fenced off. The store, the campground, all of it.
Mulligan, tell them I'm here, waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
ده شكله بطاية. الحاجة الوحيدة اللي
Before we get to the crime scene, there's
اللي
time
مش
to
عاجباني في
review the
اللعبة من
facts of the
دلوقتي
case so far.
هما مش حاطين
Make
عربي
sure I'm
زي
seeing
باقي
the
اللعب.
clues clearly.
هما مش حاطين زي باقي اللعب
The mind
عربي.
place. My version of the mind palace technique. To sift through clues and work the case. Build a mind for each case. Using each field office as a model in my head. The facts are on the board. Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
في يركز لازم فضلت حاجة مفقودين. Missing. That's it.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
الآن المفروض إن اللي عملوا كده دول مش أول كيس ليهم.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old. Fucking nature. Gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
ما بيحبش الطبيعة.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
Getting back to nature is your thing.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Hey!
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you. So, FBI, huh?
مكتب التحقيقات الفيدرالية.
Hunting down psycho serial killers and shootouts with the mob?
You forgot the UFO cover-ups.
What? Those are real? You guys hiring?
Let's just see this body, shall we?
بالظبط. هي censorship بقى تبقى.
Now this is the scene of the crime. We found him on the table.
مقدرش أعمل censorship لأن صعب.
And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic. Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
ايه ده سيف؟ لعبة سيبت صح؟ انا المفروض ما اتوقعش ان اللعبة هيبقى فيها نوديتي لازم نعمل بيسند. انا كده هضطر اسنسور.
Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
انظر. لازم اوصل اكل شوية.
Incised stab wound, chest cut open, heart removed. The killer left the heart right next to the body. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down.
Hey.
No.
Who's is stopping?
Move from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders. But this time the heart and the straps were left behind. More clues to work with. This makes 4 murders that we know about.
Take the course by pressing. لعبة التحقيق أول.
Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Any idea who the victim is?
I sure do. His name is Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. I
FBI.
haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Nightingale.
Oh, yes, you probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
Oh. Victim.
Was he killed here or brought here after? For display. Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here, waiting. Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera? So you knew our victim.
Didn't reckon.
هي ليه اللعبة بتعلق مش فاهم. مش واحدة على الهرب.
Place him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together.
كده شبه
After
مكسبين
his
قوي.
partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here,
I bet there's more to that story.
but no happy ending.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the
Other
other
victims.
victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
Robert Nightingale, ex-FBI, came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. I think that's everything. For now, at least.
Anything clicking yet?
Not sure. Need to think about it. Boot prints indicating multiple killers. Quite the party. They planned for the murder to happen here, passing the time with equipment ready. They were waiting for him. But why
كانوا
Nightingale?
مستنيينه.
He's been
إيه
missing for
الشخص ده؟
13 years. Why here? Why now?
victim from
Profiling. Get into the subject's head. See what they saw. Feel what they felt. Use whatever I know about them to guide my intuition to a revelation. Piece it together. Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Flick the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
محتوى لحي.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder. The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Okay, well I'll just wait here.
مش عارف ليه انا من النوع اللي بيحب اللبس بتاع ال FBI.
This one of your hunches, Anderson? Did something happen at the lake?
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me. What
Oh,
was
the
this guy doing
awkward
skinny
leap.
dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
أسئلة.
I didn't know trees got that big. Gives me the creeps.
You need to get out more. There's a piece of paper on the ground. Tracks. Barefoot. Nightingales? They come out from under the boulder.
Makes no sense.
ده يجي من تحت.
A page full of text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. Killer left a message.
براكر.
It's for us. The text
I know.
is about us.
يا جدعان
The
بجد
victim
شكله
was one
شبه
of
ماكس
their
بين.
own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
Reading
the
the
words.
words.
These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here, someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept, even if they knew it would end up hurting them?
يعني عندنا نفس الرسالة اللي هو
Someone's been
غير
watching
ده.
us.
Playing
Huh?
a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us. A witch with no heart. A strange echo of owl murder. I should profile Nightingale about this page.
رينج 3 غرقت وبقت طلع مكانها شجرة يبقى زي ما بيتش أو لا إذا kill the sheriff with the legs, then she took out his heart. Books on him from the lake. Goes.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
Message. Victim of their own span and missing here now he has in the and bloody rape. Here's a flip. Okay. The beach.
Found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside him. In his chest. I must find out what. Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience? Witnesses to their design? All the above?
It's all about control. Deciding what happens to who. Don't let it drag you in.
Too late.
Too
I'm
late.
already hooked. I need the next chapter. I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Can't go any further. Water's too deep.
Welcome back, Anderson.
Did you know this entire area is inside a caldera? This whole mountain used to be an active volcano. Imagine the force it took to carve this crater out of the earth. Calderas are pretty rare, so be sure to take it in.
So, essentially, we're standing in the gaping maw of hell.
You got it.
You made it back. Good.
I used to love geology when I was in school. I helped Logan build a great baking soda volcano for her science fair.
Cheating on a science fair?
Mhm.
That's almost a crime, Anderson.
I'm not gonna say no to quality time with a volcano. I mean, my daughter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But
That's
the coroner
possible.
won't be back in town for another week after Deer Fest.
Not a problem. I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Deer Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Thanks.
نكتفي لهذا القدر في بداية التختيم للعبة ألان ويك. إن شاء الله يعني تبقى بداية حلوة وتبقى اللعبة ممتعة. بس أكون استمتعت بالفيديو. See you in the next video. متنسوش قبل ما نختم الفيديو متنسوش تشتركوا. بس كده وصلنا لنهاية الفيديو. أتمنى تكونوا استمتعتوا بالفيديو. إن شاء الله تكون بداية حلوة للعبة. نبدأ التختيم بتاعها نخلص إن شاء الله يعني طبعا معنا أسبوعين أو حاجة زي كده لو هي مش طويلة أوي. بس اتمنى تكونوا استمتعتوا بالفيديو. متنسوش تشيكوا تيك توك تشيكوا فيسبوك بيج وتويتش. نستريم كل يوم تويتش الساعة 9. بس فيديو see you in the next video.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.